Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are meeting Kazamula Chauke from KDC Integrated Business and Consulting. We are a business which is based in Guyana, Greater Guyana Municipality in the Limpopo Province, here in South Africa. I want to share with you briefly about our business activities, products and services. In short, firstly, I should like to indicate that an enterprise is an activity that employs entrepreneurial market-driven strategies for and income in support for its mission. So, a business plan is a common tool for entrepreneurs when starting or growing a business enterprise. So, for the profit-making businesses that are starting or growing as part of their program activities, developing a business plan is an essential step. While the enterprise business plans address all the questions needed for any business, a business also needs to consider the alignment with its mission, organizational background and structure, and evaluation of both financial as well as social impact. First, I would like to give a brief description of organizational description. Most enterprises operate as an activity or program within the business sector, though some are legally structured as a separate entity, a for-profit business, or just as an independent organization. KDC Integrated Business and Consulting was established to operate as an activity with its main program, the enterprise development, specifically in the field of agribusiness. So our main program is enterprise development, but our focus in enterprise development is on agribusiness. So we are an emerging organization, legally registered with the CIPC. The organization was registered in 2015. But before we became legal, we have been operating since some years back, because previously I, the owner and founder of the company, have been employed by the Limpopo Department of Agriculture, formerly was a Gazankulu government, since 1985. And then I worked within the Department of Agriculture for about 17 years until I resigned around the year 2002 to join the NGO sector. So ever since I was in business, though I was not legally registered as a private business, I was an employee within an NGO, so I gathered a lot of experience also there, because our NGO, actually I was one of the founders of the NGO named the Namuka Institute for Sustainable Development based in Guyana. I was the financial manager, workshop facilitator, and assistant manager. So around 2006, I opted to resign from the organization, leaving the other colleagues there to continue with the NGO so that I can focus on other issues. My intention was to establish my own business where I can be able to decide for myself what I want to do and what I do not want to do. And I also worked for another organization around Malamlele, which was offering developmental finance to the small businesses who are operating around that area. And I was their administrator, so as such I also gathered some administrative experience there. So our organization or business or company, KDC Integrated Business and Consulting, is based at Zingzing Village in Greater Guyana Municipal Area in Mopane District. So our aim is to empower, more especially the youth, in most cases. The youth does not take agriculture as a career. Sorry for disappearing. This is the office of the people. Here I'm busy. I'm having some clients next to me. I was assisting them with something. Every day, every hour, every minute, the office is being visited for business consulting. So our main focus is to develop the youth into entrepreneurs, specifically in the field of agriculture. So we have the planned projects or programs that we wish to implement. The first one is a poultry production, which is currently in operation, but in a small scale. Another project that is on our plan is a piggery and goat production. We have realized that a demand for pig and goat products is rising day by day. And another project is a crop production and agro-processing. In the poultry production, we process day-old chickens, broilers, and it is our intention to also produce some eggs. As we grow. So about our governance structure, As I'm the sole owner of the business, although I'm registered as a private business, Pty Ltd, I'm having my advisors, because you cannot operate without the advisors. So I have approached some other people with experience to come on board to form a board of advisors, because when you are working for the community, you have to have some advisors. So members from the local community are also brought on board to advise us on the running, governance, and management of the company. So I'm taking the responsibility of the managing director. So I always sit on the board of advisors and represent the company. And I manage the overall day-to-day activities of the organization. And if necessary, need be, reports to the board of advisors. Let me give an overview of the small business industry. I know you are familiar with this, but what I can say is that the small business industry are the fastest growing segment of the South African economy. Small businesses are defined as those firms that employs, say, at less than 500 employees. Smaller yet are micro enterprises, which employs less than 5 employees. So the research shows that small businesses create a significant number of new jobs in the economy. That is why one of our objectives is to create employment for the unemployed, more especially from the disadvantaged communities. So, as we grow, we'll grow within the sector. So the SME sector in South Africa is vital for the country's economic growth and stability. SMEs create jobs for the semi-skilled and unskilled labor force that could otherwise remain jobless, which in turn contribute to income equality and prosperity. The SMEs also foster innovation and competitiveness in regional and global markets, as well as mainstreaming transformation for Black people and the youth in the economy. So briefly, I'll give the objectives of our projects, which is to facilitate, contribute to the improvement and promotion of competitiveness of SMEs to participate in the business, and also access to local, provincial, national, and international markets. We also aim to contribute to the improvement and promotion of access to finance for SMEs with limited access to finance, and to facilitate and contribute towards the production of local products and to promote the local procurement of local produced products and services in order to promote SMEs. We also want to assist cooperatives, SMEs, and even social enterprises in participating in the production and marketing of products and services within the agricultural sector. Talking about social enterprises, it is too painful to see the NPOs that are mushrooming all over the country without any help. So, in that sector of the social enterprises, because they usually consult in our offices, So we assist them in creating fundraising strategies and establishing income generating business so that they can be able to sustain their businesses. And agriculture is the one activity that is viable and practically it is not that much difficult to implement an agribusiness with the available resources. For example, at KDC Integrated Business, we started organizing local people into cooperatives. I went with them to the local schools, primary schools and secondary schools and local ECD centers, and then asking to utilize the unutilized land within the schoolyard to establish food gardens. And the schools became attracted and started food gardens programs. And at the same time, the schoolyard became clean, because sometimes children were bitten by snakes because of the huge grass, shrubs, and trees around the yard. So we went there to offer them that we want to clean the schoolyard by establishing food gardens, just like that. And also to recruit agricultural subject educators to engage those children in the food gardens and motivate them to take agriculture as a career. So although there are some challenges within the sector, such as lack of business planning during startup and difficulty in accessing finances, difficulty in accessing markets and meeting industrial requirements or standards, lack of experience among owners and managers, and lack of sector-specific expertise, inconsistency in cash flow, lack of entrepreneurial and technical skills, and set as well as blah blah. So also there is a high rate of unemployment in our area. So by establishing this project, we want to generate some direct and indirect employment opportunities for our local people, and also to lower the percentage of the poverty rate, Lepompo province specifically, because in our area we are based in a rural area where majority of the people are employed. Those who are employed are either employed in the farms and earning below living wage. It is too painful. So if we can have enough resources, we can be able to implement those projects. Because one of our important service that we want to implement is that we, as an agribusiness company, we want to register ourselves with AgriCita and seek accreditation to provide skills training to our local people, specifically youth and young women, because due to poverty, those young girls are adolescent girls. They fall pregnant at an early age, and it is too painful, and they become mothers, and they are also still need care under their mothers as well. So as such, they drop out from the school, nowhere to go, so they found themselves drinking alcohol, abusing drugs, and engaging themselves in some sex work, just like that. So, through the implementation of this project, I think such problems can be reduced, because while they are earning the skill, they can be able to establish their own farms. They can be employed in the agricultural sector, having the necessary skills, and be able to support themselves. So, in our poultry project, already we have started. I managed to secure a land around another village, not far from Zingi village. It's called Dingamazi village here in Guyana. I went there, talked with the chiefs there, requesting a 15-hectare site where I can grow my fishes. I wanted to start it with tilapia and catfish, but as the business grow, I will also grow some other fish species. But for a start, because most people locally are used to tilapia and catfish, just like that. So I think we can do business on that. So I negotiated the land. Fortunately, the headmen within the traditional leadership structure, they invited me to a community meeting whereby the community approved my proposal, and they recommended me a 15-hectare site. It's only I have not yet started developing that land, because there are formalities to be done at the tribal office, traditional authority office. So there are some fees to be paid and some other requirements there. So at the moment, I'm unable to meet those requirements due to insufficient resources, more especially the funds, because there are fees to be paid at the tribal office in order to access that land. However, the local induna advised me that if ever I can have some resources, I can start developing while I'm still preparing to meet the requirements of the tribal office. So he wrote me a recommendation letter so that I can be able to access the land. So the land still needs to be debushed and fenced and be developed, ready to make production. So it's too costly, but we are continuing making fundraising strategies. With the poultry farm that is in progress right now, because the other land which we have acquired as a cooperative at Siandani village was 10 hectares, and each cooperative member was having a plot there. So I was fortunate to also have a 2-hectare plot, but after some time the other members decided to quit the cooperative, and then they handed over that 10-hectare land to me, so that if I've got financial masses, I can continue operating. So there is a poultry structure there with a carrying capacity of 2,000 chickens. 1 hectare of the land is completely fenced. But unfortunately, I cannot keep the chickens there because I don't have security guards to watch over the night, because I won't be able to pay them. So that is why I decided to start a backyard poultry farm here at home. And then my family gave me this room to utilize as an office. So as the business grows, I will extend the office. I have got another site just opposite this street. I have already erected a two-room structure where I will operate my office there. So I have been given the site by the local traditional leadership. So the other room already has got a roof on top. The other one, I think by the end of this week, the whole will be complete. Then maybe towards the end of October, it will have a roof structure as well. So then, which means before December, I will be relocating to the new office site. So our backyard poultry farm is doing well. It started fully operation last year around August. My elder son and my wife contributed to the erection of the structure. They assisted me with building materials, and also through the funds that I generated through facilitating skills training for other providers. Then we managed to build a poultry house which has a carrying capacity of 500 chicks. So I started with 100 chickens, and to my surprise, the community responded well. Now that 100 chick stocking density is too small for my customers, my market has grown rapidly. So now I'm stocking 200 chickens, and now that 200 chickens has become very small. As I'm speaking now, I've got the other 100 chickens have been all bought. By Friday, there were no more chickens, and then the other 100 that is in the chicken house, they are 30 days old. So after next week, we will go into the market, and on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, I'm going to collect 200 chicks, which I have placed an order, and then I place another order for 200 chicks, of which I will collect on the 1st of October. But now, as my market has grown so rapidly, it needs me to at least have 500 chickens in the chicken house. Outside there, you'll see from another a picture, maybe I'll attach. I'm busy making some bricks here, and I've collected enough material. I'll be starting with another structure to build another structure to accommodate 500 chickens. So, which means before December this year, I will be having 2 structures which will accommodate 500 chickens each, which means I will have a stocking density of 1,000 chickens. So I think that will be enough to cover the current market, because people enjoy my product. Whenever I run out of stock, when I refer them to other producers, they refuse. They say, no, we prefer your chickens because they taste good than those other growers. I don't know how, what is the difference between mine and other growers, but they don't want to buy from other people. They prefer buying from me. And maybe because business is about customer care, and then it's about following, more especially in the poultry production, you have to follow the program. You have to follow the feeding program, the vaccination program. You have to care for those chicks. Each and every 2 to 3 hours, you must go and check inside the house every 2 to 3 hours and check them and see that they are in good condition. And keep the area tidy just like that. So, in short, this is the business that is currently running as of now. And then other training providers come to our office to request us to assist them to facilitate the skills training on their behalf. So I'm a trained assessor and moderator and facilitator. So that is another service that I'm doing now to generate income to make this business running. You can see the office is slightly equipped. I'm having except this laptop, I have another laptop. I have another laptop, then it's in good working conditions. And then this is one of the printers, and that one, and also I have another printer here, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and an overhead projector, and then also a flip chart stand. So, but I still lacking some office equipment, because you see those files need a filing cabinet, a lockable one, so that some files have got some confidentialities. I keep information for other businesses, so I have to get myself the lockable filing cabinet. So, but bit by bit I'll be growing. I never had any assistance except from the families, but fortunately some months back the Department of Agriculture offered me about 32 bags of chicken feeds to feed my chicken. So it has been a relief, because for about 2 to 3 months I was not spending as much as before in buying chicken feeds, because they provided me with the starter feeds, grower feeds, and few finishers. So I had to buy little on top of the contribution from the Department of Agriculture. So thanks very much to the Department of Agriculture. So I'll maintain the relationship with the department. So now here with this SAB program, I wish if our business can be recognized, we can achieve our goals. Our strategic planning is that after 5 years, we want to penetrate the national or even the international market. Because another activity is that I have some customers who are government employees. They buy Each one of them, they buy up to 5 to 10 chickens per month. Some buy 5 chickens every 2 weeks, and then they don't need live chickens, they need the slaughtered ones and packaged ones. So we slaughter manually and package manually for them, because it's easier for them. When you deliver, they just put in the fridge, you see. So another challenge is the transport, taking the product to the client. So I hire some other people with vehicles to assist me to take the orders to the customers. So it's another challenge, because some of the competitors who have got transport, they might reduce my customer base, because sometimes my orders will be delayed due to lack of transport. But we are working on that with my wife to see to it that maybe even if we can have a second-hand car just to take us from one point to another, delivering the stock to the communities. I think that is planned to happen in a month or two, since we are seeing the profit making in this business. So we'll inject some cash savings that we have and see to it that we have a transport to deliver the orders to our customers. So we want to see our business growing. Actually, before the end of next year, I must see to it that I have fulfilled the requirement from the tribal office in order to access that 15-hectare land, so that I can be able to implement the fish production. And then once started with the fish production, maybe after a year, we'll be opening a fishery shop around Giyani town, so that people must not travel to our production site to get the fish. They must get it within the central business division. So that is our plan. So in terms of crop production, last year we produced about 700 cabbages. Unfortunately, the market for cabbages went down, because most of the farmers have produced cabbages, and then the price was reduced to 6 rand each. So we didn't make a profit out of that. But we managed to produce good quality cabbages, spinach and mustard spinach, and some other vegetables, sweet potatoes as well. Because I have got another 1 hectare land at another village, where a group of people came together. It's a very big land, so we have some plots around there. So that is where the soil is very fertile there. So we also planted some cash crops there and employed some casual workers to assist. So this business is contributing in towards of employment generation. So all in all, lastly, I would like to thank you for having time to watch me briefing you about my project, what I do, our challenges, our plans. If you require our strategic plan in detail, then we'll be ready to submit it to you on request, because we do have our 5-year plan, strategic plan, and our 5-year business plan is in place. So thank you very much. If ever there's any information that you need us to submit in support of our application, we're ready to give you that information. Otherwise, thank you very much and God bless.